Hi, and welcome to my video on deriving the cosine law. And in deriving the cosine law, it's used when we want to find the angles or the missing sides. But let's go over a pattern. I have two triangles here, which is the side, an angle and the side, an SAS. And the pattern for solving triangles, we have to find out what to do. We first try to see if we have the triangle as a right triangle. The answer is no. And now we try, if it's not a right triangle, we try the sine law. And the sine law, we need an angle and an opposite side. So in this triangle, we have an angle, but we have no opposite side. We have a side, but no opposite angle. We have a side, but no opposite angle. So we can't use the sine law. And that same here. We check this triangle, and there's no right triangle, so we can't use SOHCAHTOA. And there's no angle. We have three sides, but there's no angle, so we can't use the sine law. So therefore, after we say there's no right triangle and we can't use the sine law, we will use the cosine law. And this triangle is an SSS, but there's no angles. So let's derive the cosine law. So what we'll do, we have a triangle BAC, and this is side A, opposite angle A. This is side B, opposite angle B. This is side C, opposite angle C. So what we'll do, we'll drop a perpendicular down to AC, call it P, and we'll let this perpendicular be the altitude, and we have a right angles here, and we'll let PC be X, and if the total length is B, then AP is B minus X. If you add the two of these together, the X's cancel out and you get the B. So let's draw this diagram. I'm separating the triangles to show you so we won't get confused. Okay, so this triangle is a right triangle, so we're going to use Pythagorean. So C squared is H squared and B minus X all squared. C squared is A squared plus B squared. That's the Pythagorean property here. So we'll simplify this side. So a square is B minus X times B minus X. Continue to simplify. And B times B, B squared. B times negative X, negative BX. Negative X times B is a negative BX. And negative X times negative X is a positive X squared. So we'll simplify. We have X squared plus BX minus H squared plus B squared is negative 2BX plus X squared. Now, what we'll do, we'll draw a triangle of BPC. This is a right angle, and this side is H, that's A, and that's X. So, as a result of this triangle, we have Pythagorean is that A squared is equal to H squared plus X squared. That means that A squared minus H squared equals X squared. Or we can move the X over. Let's do the other way. Let's do H squared minus X squared equals H squared, because we're going to do a substitution. Also, now based on that H squared is A squared minus X squared. So again, Pythagorean A squared is equal to h squared plus x squared. We solve it for h squared. The x squared moved over to become a minus. So h squared is a squared minus x squared. So the x squared cancels. So we get c squared is a squared plus b squared minus 2bc. Also, in this triangle, we have cos, because it's a right triangle, the cos of angle C. Cos, this is angle C. Cos is the adjacent, which is x, over the hypotenuse, which is a. Put it over 1, so we cross multiply. X equals a cos C when we cross multiply. And as a result, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2b. And x, we're going to substitute. In the place of x, we're going to do a cos c. And continue to simplify. C squared is a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. So the small c is the side, the big C is the angle. So what we have is the Pythagorean property is c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. So when you're solving a triangle, if you think about it, when you're solving a triangle, what I do, I look for the angle C, and this is small c. So I look for the angle C and the small c, and the other two sides are A and B. So this c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Notice the Pythagorean. If you have a right triangle, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So this is the one I use all the time. And not only that, notice that's an a squared b squared minus 2. So that's an a and a b. So it's minus 2ab cos of the angle. So this is the letter C. This is the angle C. And there are two more. So we got an a squared is b squared plus c squared minus, that's b and c, so it's a minus 2bc cos, and that's side A, so this is angle A. And the other one is b squared is a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos, this is side B, so this is the angle B. So there's the three of them. But again, the one I use all the time is c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos angle C. C, A, B are the lengths of the sides, and A and B are also the lengths of the sides. C is the angle. So this is the one I use. Why? Because if I have an angle and I got to use the cosine law, then the angle that I have I will let equal angle C. That means the side opposite angle C starts the Pythagorean, similar to the Pythagorean properties. So now we have, the cosine law. So the cosine law can be used, to find missing parts. So you can find an angle or you can find the side. So one instance is an SAS. So an SAS is, let's pretend that you have a 6, a 9, 40 degrees, and you want to find x. So what I do, if I want to find x, x is the side. So I let this be C, and let this angle be angle C. So that means that c squared is a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos C. So C is the x, A is 6 squared, B is 9 squared minus 2, 6, 9 cos, and the angle C is 40 degrees. Again, this is the angle, this is the C. This is the one I use all the time, no matter what. Even though there's 3 of them, this is the one I use. C squared is A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. And another triangle is an SSS. That means you have a side, and a side. Again, notice it's 3 sides, but there's no angles. You can't. It's not a right triangle. You can't use the sine law, so you have to use the cosine law. So which angle do you want? Well, let's put x right here. Let's say you want to get this angle. Notice that this is the smallest side because it's 8. This is the smallest angle. Also, this is the longest side, 14, so that's the largest angle because the size of the angle determines the length of the side. Smallest angle opposite the smallest side. The largest angle opposite is the largest side. To illustrate that, let's draw this obtuse triangle. Let's say this angle here is 150 degrees. That means that this side right here is that's the longest side. And if this angle here is 10, then this side is the shortest. And since this angle here is 20, this angle is in between the 2. And besides that, C squared is A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. Just memorize it. Again, look, similar to the Pythagorean. C squared is A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos of the angle C. And so if this is the angle you're trying to find, and that means if this is the C, and that's the angle C, and this is side C, so that means that's an 8 squared goes there, and 10 is the A, 14 is the B, minus 2, 10, 14, cos of X is the angle you're trying to find. Again, when you go to use the cosine law, you have to decide what side do you want, and the angle opposite that is your C, either or. And that, again, just to review, how do you know what to do? Well, when you're trying to find a missing part, you got to say, is it a right triangle? Yes or no. If not, then you got to say, can I use the sine law? Do I have a side and an angle opposite? No. If you can't use the right triangle because there's no right angle, if you can't use the sine law because you have no side and opposite angle, then you have to use the cosine law to find the missing parts to solve the triangle. And that's the pattern that I use. That's the pattern that I use for it all. And that sheet, let's see, I lost the sheet, here it is. And if you like my video, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.